I want to start today with this question. Why do we do this every single week? Why do we constantly find ways to degrade and bring down Mitch Trubisky even when the Bears win? Even when he has a good game? Why do we do it? Why do we impulsively react to every single pass he makes and nitpick and look for mistakes? Why do we do it? Mitch had, without question, a great game on Sunday. 97 passer rating, 2 touchdowns, Bears win. Yet all I heard from every pundit, every Bears fan, were the same two things. Oh, it's Jacksonville, who cares? Bad defense. And 2, horrible interception. That can't happen. That ruined the whole game for me. Why do we do this? Every single week. Why? People are just looking for ways to tear down Mitch. Purposefully, intentionally. And that proved it. If you follow me on Twitter, at Jon Z Sports, you saw what I said. Bad pick. Should not have been thrown. That said, it's not a game changer. And sure enough, after the pick, Jacksonville throws a pick of their own. The Bears kick a field goal, come out in the second half, and dominate. In theory, no one should remember it. It had no outcome or no influence on the outcome of the game. Nothing. And yet, that's all we heard. All game, columns after the game, the day after, that's all we heard. If you want to extend him, he can't be making those mistakes. He made one. Hey, newsflash, Patrick Mahomes threw a red zone pick yesterday. Did you hear about it? No, you probably didn't, because no one said anything. It wasn't being broadcasted to everybody for 24 hours after the fact. This was, though. Every quarterback makes mistakes. Why does Mitch Trubisky get put up on a pedestal when he makes one? Another insane thing I saw yesterday. People commenting, criticizing, degrading Mitch for near interceptions. Not even real interceptions, near ones. That almost was a pick. That would have cost them the game. It didn't. It didn't. Nothing happened. You could sit here and just find ways, which is what people do, find ways to criticize Mitch. But you can't argue with the record. You can't argue with his numbers. And you can't argue with where the Bears are right now. If the season ended today, the Bears would be in the playoffs. Pretty funny, because a couple of weeks ago, everyone said it's time to rebuild. Mitch Trubisky, since coming back in, has led the Bears on an improbable run. You could sit here and talk about the defenses, but what the Bears are doing right now is historic. The Bears have scored 30-plus points in 4 straight games for the first time since 1965. If you want to talk schedules, okay, you're going to tell me that from 1965 to 2020, the Bears have never had a schedule like this one, with this easy of a 4-game stretch. Give me a break. You know that isn't true. In all of those years, all of those games, you're going to tell me this year is the easiest stretch they've ever had in that time. So therefore, this accomplishment means nothing. Get out of here. You try, you find ways, but it doesn't work anymore. That act is old. I've heard some people tell me, you defending Mitch is so old. No, what's old is people still finding ways to tear him down, even though the Bears are winning. That's old. That's a broken record. That's stupid. All I heard on Sunday was hate and criticism. I didn't hear any praise. I didn't hear any well wishes. I didn't hear, wow, the Bears have a chance to make the playoffs. Mitch is the quarterback. Great. No. I heard they shouldn't be winning. I'm mad they won. Mitch did well against Jacksonville. Who cares? That's all I heard. And by the way, it's not his fault he has to face Jacksonville. It's not his fault the schedule worked out this way. You still have to play the football game. The Jets have shown us the past couple of weeks why you still have to play the football game. It's not perfunctory. You don't just show up, go through the motions, and win, no matter who you're facing. It was tied 10-10. The Bears in Jacksonville were tied at 10 in the second quarter. That was scary. They weren't a joke. Mike Glennon had a good game, actually. You could say they're 1-15, 1-14, but they're not a joke of a team. Every team in the NFL does have some talent, no question. The Jets took down the Rams, who are going to make the playoffs. And they took down Cleveland, who also is probably going to make the playoffs. You have to play the game. You have to show up and perform. I didn't hear anyone say anything about Jared Goff losing to the Jets. No one said he should be benched. He's a horrible quarterback. But we're doing it to Mitch. For winning. Not losing, winning. Does anyone else understand that logic? You have to play. No game is a given in the NFL. None. So for Mitch to go out and actually perform, that should be praised. Because I guarantee you, if he wasn't performing, there would be another switch. And everybody who loves Nick Foles, which apparently is the majority of the city, would be happy. They'd love it. You can't have it both ways. Mitch Trubisky is in a lose-lose situation. He's performing, and people say it's the defense, it's the defense. If he wasn't performing, people would say it's Mitch, he's horrible. He could throw for 6 touchdowns again. He could break the record for most touchdowns in a game, and people would find a way to tear it down. They did a couple of years ago. Remember? Remember the Tampa game? I thought at that time, wow, this is Mitch Trubisky. Here we go. But everyone said, oh, the defense was bad. This was an anomaly. Maybe so, but still, you can't take away from what he did. He did throw 6 touchdowns. Could you throw a touchdown? Just one? Probably not. And people still find ways to do it. And it's just so annoying. I will say David Montgomery had another good game. Want to mention him. 1,000+ yards on the season. Amazing. That's the first 1,000-yard rusher under Matt Nagy, by the way. Matt Nagy's first year, Jordan Howard couldn't do it. Last year, no one did it. This year, Montgomery did. It just goes to show you And when Nagy gave up play calling and let Bill Lazor take over, the run game was emphasized. The offensive line got better over the past couple of games. And Montgomery is showing everybody who he really is. He's a great running back. I thought he was great last year, too. He got no opportunities. He had no offensive line. Still put up nearly 900 yards. Not bad. This year, even better. The first 1,000-yard rusher for this team since 2017. That's an accomplishment. Allen Robinson added to his totals. He's going to have 100 catches. Already passed 1,000 yards. This is the first time, according to Bears PR, that the Bears had a 1,000-yard rusher and a 1,000-yard receiver since Alshon Jeffrey and Matt Forte did it. The offense is getting better. They might be facing bad defenses, but overall, the play calling and the scheme and the way guys are being used is better. It's improved. I don't know what that means about Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace and all that, but it's worth mentioning. This team does look better. And it makes you wonder, had they practiced this stuff from the beginning of the season, would they be in this position? Even with the teams they faced. If the Bears played like this against Tampa Bay, against Green Bay, against other teams that were close, they'd have a much better record. They wouldn't be fighting for a wild card spot. Either way. It's a shame it took this long to realize, hey, we have a good team. That, by the way, is what might save Matt Nagy's job. He'll say, well, now we know next year we'll do it. Just to let you know. And we're going to have a couple of more videos and segments later this week about Mitch and his future and Nagy and Pace, so you want to make sure to look out for those. But initial thoughts are that the case will be made for Matt Nagy by saying they've never had a losing season. Now he really knows what he has on offense. Give him more time. And it probably will happen, just to let you know. That said, I was very happy with the way the Bears played. Jacksonville or not, they performed. They put up 40 points. Bears never do that. It should be celebrated. Now, I will say for this upcoming week, it's going to be interesting to say the least. The Packers have to play. I'm a bit wary about the Bears winning that game. I'm a bit worried. I don't know if they're going to pull it off. Knowing that Green Bay has to play for something changes the entire complex of the game. And remember, it's the Bears and the Packers. You could say what you want. Even if the Packers had nothing to play for, I don't know if they'd rest their starters. This is a rivalry. No one wants to lose this game. Keep that in mind. And now we see news with the Rams, with Jared Goff hurt, Henderson, the running back, hurt. They're supposed to face Arizona. It's not looking good. The Bears do need to win that game. They can't be banking on an Arizona loss to get in. That's where Mitch will make his case. If the Bears win that game, Mitch comes back regardless. Because he silences everybody who says he only beats bad teams. To win a game, to bring his team to the playoffs against Green Bay, he'll stay. And I would hope by that point he'll get the credit he deserves. If he loses, though, I don't know what's going to happen. And if the Bears lose and don't get in, don't be surprised if the rebuild talk comes back and everything is torn down too. It's crazy to think that one game could make that difference. But look at what happened this year. The Bears were 5-7, and people said, rebuild, tank, Done. If they go 8-8, no one's going to be happy. We'll have to see. But I will say this. For those who continue to degrade Mitch Trubisky, for those who continue to find small problems week after week and claim that they know everything, stop it. For your own sake, stop it. You're not helping anybody. I get it. You want to pander to Bears Twitter and pander to all the experts out there. But you don't look good when you do that. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't pander. I don't waffle. I don't cave to public opinion. I tell you what I see. I tell you the truth. The truth is, Mitch Trubisky is not a horrible quarterback. The truth is, the Bears have been winning because of him. The truth is, he's been damn performing. And there's no reason why week after week we have to sit here and listen to people criticize him about one interception, about near interceptions, and about other small mistakes that had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Mike Harmon comes up next, so stay tuned. Hey, do you want to make some money this weekend? What if I told you I could offer you $253 to bet on any game you want? Here's what you have to do. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. You must be 21 plus. You must be an Illinois resident. You can bet $253 on any game you want for this upcoming weekend. Bears, Packers, big one. College football, college basketball. The NBA is back. This is, without question, the best time to put down some money and win a lot more back. Go to sportstalkchicago.com/cash, sportstalkchicago.com/cash. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.